Okay, hello. This is going to be the second video of a Logic tutorial, and today we are going to do guitar tones using just plugins. Now, for these, I am going to use all free plugins and the ones that come with Logic Pro. I normally use Guitar Rig, but we can still get a very good sound with just the free plugins. Now, what I have in front of me is just 4 guitar tracks. They were recorded completely clean, just the guitar straight into the interface, and we're gonna go from that to a really heavy metal distorted tone. So this is what we have to work with. Okay, now you will hear some popping and stuff. That is because of my interface. It is I'm using a M Audio Mobile Pre. It's pretty cheap, but it does the job. Okay, so that's what we have to work with. Now, I'll put the links in the description of where you can get these plugins. They're all going to be from lapel plugins. The first one that we're going to put up is going to be they're not all lapel, but we're going to have the Ignite Amps TS999 Subscreamer. Okay, what that's going to do is that's just going to give us this wonderful little distortion pedal. And now our one guitar track sounds like. It's very low. We're going to turn the level up a bit. And the drive, level up, and let's go to fat. Let's just leave it down. Okay, so we're going from that to that just with this pedal so far. Okay, now the next thing that we want to do is we want to make sure that we have an amplifier. So we're going to come back down and we're going to go to the lapel plugins Lesion. If you're using Windows, you can there is a better head than this on their website. I just have to use this because I'm on Mac and I can't run DLL files. But this still does work very well. This may get very loud in a second, so I do have to adjust. I apologize. Just turn this down a bit. Now, it is going to sound like complete shit right now. This is not where we're staying. Let's just leave it at that for now. Alright, now, this is going to be the most important part. This is what is going to make your guitar sound like gold. Sorry, I couldn't get those words out there. We're going to go to the other lapel plugin. We're going to go to LaCab. What this is going to be is this is going to be an impulse response loader. Now, impulse responses are basically just short little recordings of different amp cabinets with different microphones and different placements and stuff like that. For this, we're going to use, I have to go to my files. Library, audio, impulse. We're going to be using one called Catharsis. Now, there are some bass amps that you can use. I don't really like to use impulse responses for bass because the built-in Logic bass amp works incredible for your bass guitar. Catharsis is what we're going to be using today. It's not as complicated as like the God's Cab one with a bunch of different microphones, and especially with the red wires. Red wires is very good though. But we're going to be using Catharsis. It is free, and then we have just these short little files. And I did not type that, by the way. I am not racist. But we're going to just click on any one of them, and it'll load up in here. Now, this is what happens. You go from this ugly trash to this. Now it is very heavier. Now we can go and bump the volume back up. We're going to keep it low. We're not trying to mix right now. And I don't want to turn my microphone up too much to where you get background noise. So this is where we're at right now. Now, because we're in that folder, all you have to do is go to these little arrows. If you want to if you want to try out a different sound. If I stop here and there, my headphones are dying. Let me tell you, I cannot mix properly. I do not have monitors. I'm using a pair of Polk Ultra Focus 8000s. They are great headphones for listening. They work pretty well for mixing, but they are not what you want because they are not completely flat. So we're just going to pick a rough sound that we really like here, or that I like here. I don't care about what you guys like. Just kidding. Alright, I really like this one. Now, it's not very heavy yet, but here's the thing, is we're going to be layering guitar tracks. This is obviously not the same guitar track you can see in the wavelengths. You don't want to just do one guitar track and copy it 3 more times and have 4 of the same guitar track. One, because when you record your guitar, it's in mono. Even after you pan them, which is what we will be doing, you are it's just going to be a mono track. It's basically just going to be a really loud mono track. So you really need different guitar tracks to really get the full effect, because your ears can tell the difference in frequencies, whether you know it or not. So that is where we're at right now. So we went from that so far to this. Now, it may be a little bit trebly now. You may want that lower tone, but with all 4 tracks, it'll make it sound a little bit more bassy and full. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to keep playing this for now. I know it's very repetitive. I am a drummer. I am not a guitar player. So we're going to go to EQ, and we're just going to do the normal channel EQ that comes with Logic. I really enjoy this equalizer very much. That's why I don't really use Reaper. Alright, I'm going to set this. Now you're going to hear everyone saying, oh, scoop mids on metal guitars, scoop mids on metal guitars. Well, we are going to do that, but not drastically. We just want to pull a little bit out. Okay, we're going to put a little bit of low pass and a little bit of high pass. Not too much. About right there. And that should be a good point for just that one little bit of EQ. And now, just so you can hear the difference between, it's not as fuzzy. Alright, and then next thing I'm going to turn the volume down for this one. So we're going to add a little bit of compression. So we're going to go over to Dynamics, and we're going to add compressor. Now, you don't want a ton of compression on this. One thing I will say is that generally the built-in, or no, not for this. All I'm going to do a little bit is just pull a little bit of tack. Bring down the threshold a little bit. You'll hear it made a little bit stronger. I'm not great with compressors yet. I'm getting used to them, but I'm still trying to figure out all the settings, and this is what I normally do with my guitars. Now, what we're going to do is we're just going to take these, and we're going to copy them over to all 4. Okay. Now, this is what's going to happen. Alright, we're going to stop this for now. We're going to unmute these. I'm going to bring this back down to 14.4 along with those. We're going to pan one hard left, the other one hard right. And then these we're going to put around in the middle. We're going to put it about, maybe let's just say 36. Okay. Now, right now all of our EQ is the same. But you have to imagine, especially when you're recording bass in with this stuff, you're going to have a bass that is center panned. So one thing I like to do is have a little bit more treble on the outsides here, and then on the inside EQ, just pull this a little bit more in. Just maybe bring up just a little bit of bass. That way it sort of flows in with the bass guitar. Or no, I'm sorry. We want to do the opposite. Crap. We want to put the ones with more treble on the inside. It'll leave a little bit more room for the bass guitar to come in. Then we're going to take this. I'm going to put it out. Grab. So we're going to copy that over. Okay, now we'll see. Let me just double check. Yeah, that's a little bit more bassy there. More treble there. A little bit more treble there. Okay, so now this is what happens. Let me put it up a little bit for you. Now, right now, there are some little spots the guitar wasn't in tune. The frequencies aren't all exactly lined up. But that's really just how I get my guitar tones for my mix. That is how they're set up in the actual mix. Maybe just with a little bit of different compression, a little bit different EQ, depending on the song or what tone I want. But that's basically how you can just get a pretty good guitar tone along with it. If what I'm going to do is, because I did finish this song itself, using that same process, you can get this sort of sound along with just with using plugins like that, and in the mix it sounds pretty good. Okay, so that's just how I did it. If you guys liked it, don't forget to like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And I will do I'll just show you really quick. These are the settings I had for my bass guitar. You can just sort of copy them over. They give you a really gritty and really nice sound, actually. Just a little bit EQ and compression. But that's really it. I'll save that for another video, and as far as mixing drums, I'll do that in another video as well. But thank you guys. Have a good day.